Sports Avenue Twisted Podcast. Rob and Rocky talks everything sports.
Welcome to another edition of the Sports Avenue Twisted Podcast, and we have a special guest in here today. We're excited about it because we see a young crop of high school kids that are coming through the pipeline to go to college or going to the MLB, and there's no exception to it. And we got another special guest who's also a Jacksonville State commitment. We had Eli Dickey not too long ago, and we got another one. We welcome Madden Tatum. Madden, welcome. It's an awesome time to have you on. We're excited and get to know you as a person and a player. So thanks for being on.
Absolutely. Thank you guys as well.
Yeah, we're excited, man, to get to learn your story and how you became to play ball and where you're going to Jacksonville State, and seems like some good things are going on there. So thanks, man, for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
What got you started playing the sport of baseball? I know baseball is such a big sport in the States and in Canada, of course, but like in the state of Arkansas growing up, like what got to the point that baseball was the sport for you?
I played three growing up, but off the bat, I was obviously playing T-ball. My dad, he played college baseball, and my grandpa also played as well. And from when I was little, I mean, I'd be in the front yard. My dad would be throwing me wiffle balls, and I'd be hitting them, and we'd set up home run derbies and all of that. And like I said, I did play three sports, played football, basketball, and baseball, obviously. But baseball obviously stuck with I don't know. I just enjoyed it the most, honestly.
So what were some of the teams that you grew up watching and some of the players you enjoyed to watch?
I always was a Cardinals fan and still am. I watched Matt Carpenter, Matt Holliday, Colton Wong, all those guys, and Nolan Arenado. So,
of course.
You know the thing with the Cardinals, and like you said, like was there any other team or players that you idolized growing up? Because every player or prospect that we've interviewed, they have like this specific player, or some people they say it's like, okay, like my father was the influence. But was there any other players in mind, like growing up watching baseball?
Definitely. Matt Carpenter, I mean, he was a skinny left-handed hitter, and I was skinny growing up, still am, trying to put on more weight. But definitely, I loved watching him play, and he had a smooth left-handed swing, and I tried to match that. I mean, so.
Yeah. So talk about your youth baseball. Like, how did it all start for you? When did you start playing competitive baseball, and what was the important part, like, as you kept growing? And did you play any other positions before you started becoming a right-handed pitcher and playing in the infield?
Yeah. So started out T-ball, and I remember we had like a travel T-ball, and that's when I started like taking it competitive. Or I mean, even at that age, it might be parents, but I was always competitive. I always wanted to win, so it wasn't just my parents sticking me on that competitive team. But about 6, 7, 8U, I was shortstop actually. So I played middle infield growing up always, and then about when I turned 12 or 13, that's when kids start developing differently. And I was like, I shot up in height-wise. I wasn't as smooth, I guess, in the middle infield. So they stuck me in corner outfield and first base. So that's kind of where I've been since. And obviously pitching. I've been pitching as well.
Talk a bit about your high school years playing at Valley View, and what were some of the challenges that you had to face throughout those years playing baseball in high school?
Yeah, so the first big change is going from the drop 5 to the drop 3 in the biggest field, and all the older guys as well. I mean, you're playing with 17, 18-year-old guys when you're 13 and 14, and you're just like, wow, these guys are physically different. So you're on the field, and you have to try and like prove yourself, even though it can be scary. But yeah, I remember my first practice. Like, I had Slade on the team, and Slade Caldwell, he's a first-round draft pick, and this dude just moved different. And I was like, we got to get there. We just got to get there. So a problem was my physicality at first. I was probably $130. I was tiny, man. I mean, I always had the bat speed, but it wasn't putting it out of the park at all. So physicality was probably my first issue.
Did you play football in high school as well? Because you mentioned about playing other sports, and a lot of these guys, because when we had Eli Dickey on, he said he played football up to a certain age. Was it similar for you that you played football up to that certain age, or did you continue to play football?
Yes, I've played football since I was like fourth grade to my 11th grade year. It wasn't as serious as Eli Dickey. He was obviously better than me.
Yeah.
But I played backup quarterback and a little bit of receiver. So when they needed that scout team quarterback go out there and sling it, I was slinging it at 50 yards for that team against our starting defense. So that was fun. And I was also the PAT holder. I went out there and held some PATs for us. So,
Nice.
yeah.
What position did you play in football?
I was backup quarterback and I played a little bit of receiver as well. So, yeah.
Nice. So talk about your favorite year playing in Valley View, because we have so much to talk about with that high school, because there's so much going on and so much success over the last few years. And what year would you say was your favorite year playing at Valley View?
Honestly, my senior year, just coming off of it, the group of guys was awesome. We had a close-knit group of guys all the way from our freshman to our senior group. We enjoyed it every day, man, at the park. I mean, it was a blast to be out there. We got to be out there. Our coach didn't have to force us to do anything. We wanted to get better and we wanted to have a fun time. And I think we were really good at enjoying it, but also taking it very seriously. Like, we'd crack a joke, but we knew when it was our time to take a round, let's work. We knew what to do. So I think that really helped our success a lot.
What would you say was the toughest challenge for you throughout your high school years? Because every player goes through challenges, especially when you start from your freshman year. And some people think it's sometimes the freshman year to sophomore year. But in your time in Valley View, what year would you say was the toughest challenge?
My toughest challenge, I would say probably my early freshman and sophomore year, because I was on a really good high school team and I was used to playing all the time. I was used to being the four-hole, the guy that the team was needed, and going from that to you're scrapping to get on the field, you're fighting every day to get on the field, and learning how to stay positive and still working really hard while you're not just the guy on the team. And that matured me a lot, and I think that really did help me for college. So I was thankful for that.
So I understand. So as I understand, you threw a no hitter, and no hitters are always special, man. And it was the no hitter, and I believe you said it was the second game of your series, and
Yes.
you ended up sweeping them. Yeah, in the Class A 5A championship, you went 14-0 that year, right? So take us through that game, how it was, how you felt afterwards, especially after you completed such an amazing accomplishment.
Mm-hmm. So what's funny about that game is we had a quick start, and I had just came out from playing right field that game before, and obviously I knew I was on the mound, so I got hot quick, and we had about 20 minutes in between, and I got my warm up in, and we were also I don't remember, but anyways, I got on the mound real quick and started throwing, and I wasn't thinking no-hitter at first. I was really thinking strikes and just pound the zone, because I knew my stuff played at that level. And I was pounding the zone throughout the whole game. Third and fourth inning got around, and I was seeing zeros. And I was really just trying to compete for the team and just stay on the mound for us, because I knew I was pitching well. So I kept pitching, and it got to the sixth inning, and I was like, I haven't gave up a hit yet. So I got back on the mound, threw another zero, threw another no-hit inning, and it got to the seventh inning and got back on the mound, got the first two outs, I think, and then I hit the guy in the foot with a curveball, and I was like, man. So I go to the stretch. I think I walk another guy, and the pitch limit was 110, and I remember I was like 105, and Coach Allison comes out there. He's like, you got one more guy to do it. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. So he gives me the ball, and I get back on the mound, and I finally get that last guy out. I struck him out, and it was a great feeling. I remember let's go.
Yeah. Would you say when you guys three-peated, like so much success has happened throughout that time? What would you say that pointed out for you when you guys three-peated back to back to back, like which is a rare feat for Class 5A, winning that many championships in consecutive years. Like, what made you like so important, like for you to contribute? Being a better player as you went, like within those 3 years.
Yeah, so we think a lot about as a team, and at the high school level, as high school compared to travel ball, we really like try and win instead of like showcase ourselves. But
Yeah,
comparing like for me to like be the best for the team, it was my
yeah.
stuff was there. I had the flashes. I was 6'4", like I had the flashes of the good home runs and the good strike pitches, the good curveball. But repeating that was really the main point. And I remember working on that, and uh, what really helped me was putting on weight. I put on about 20 pounds, and my average fastball like stayed at 88 to 90 instead of just having that for the first inning, then dropping down to 84, 85. And that also helped my command because I wasn't just like 100% every pitch. I was like a free 88, 90%. And it was a lot easier to just compete for the team and throw more strikes.
How much credit do you give Coach Josh Allison? How important is to you growing your game, influencing you, and taking it to the next level?
Yeah, he helped a lot on the mental side. We worked a lot on, we would have meetings before like practice all the time, and we went through a lot of mental stuff together as a team. And I think he trained us and me as well as a good group to like, even if you weren't like the guy, like you found your role and you knew what to do. But he also helped me with my swing as well on the physical side of baseball. Focusing on the right things instead of just, trying to pull home runs in BP and like learn how to be a hitter. And he helped a lot with that.
Who are some other coaches that have helped you out while you were there?
Yeah, I have a hitting coach, Todd Rhodes. I give him a lot of credit. He has worked with me a bunch for these past like 4 years. And he's worked with me on just like the exit velocities, the approach, the mechanics. He's helped a lot with just everything throughout hitting. I give him a lot of credit. And on the pitching side, I give Corey Lambert a lot of credit. He's worked with me since I was about 7 years old, and we've worked on everything. We've worked out together. We've obviously thrown pins together. We've sat through hours of videos of my pitching mechanics, and he's worked with me a lot. And both of those guys, Corey Lambert and Todd Rhodes, have helped me a lot as well.
Awesome.
How do you profile yourself as a hitter? Because we looked at yourself. It's so funny you brought that up, and you brought up the fact that you said that the exit velocity and I read that your max velocity is 105, which is insane. Like for that age, are you like a complete hitter, like a contact hitter? You hit for power, or you just go with what you can and just swing for it? Like,
Yeah. So what's funny about that is my junior year, I was big into the exit velocities and like, wow, let's see what this number can do. But what I've noticed with myself is train for that number, but also learn how to be a complete hitter and just let that power take over naturally. So in BP, I'm really focused on line drives and keeping it low because in game that translates with that power. For you training with that power, like it really does translate to the home runs. So not trying to be a power hitter, but just letting it, take itself over whenever it needs to.
So how would you profile yourself as a pitcher? And is there like a set in stone position that you prefer to go with? Are you still going to go with the two-way player at Jacksonville State?
So yeah, good question. I was recruited to be a two-way, but right now I have been doing both. But we'll see this fall. I think I'm going to be able to do both, and we'll see what happens with that. I do play outfield right now as a position player.
Okay.
what would you say is the strength? What do you feel more comfortable, or do you think that it's just that it's hard to decide at the moment? Because when you go to the college level, you probably make that decision. Like, where did you have more success, as a positional player or as a pitcher in high school?
Yeah, I think pitching was definitely my strong suit. I love being on the mound. I love having the ball and the power in my hands. I just like when I'm on the mound, I really like things go silent and I just want to dominate my job as a pitcher. And I don't think as much when I'm pitching. I'm just like, let's go get the job done. Let's compete and let's win this game when I'm on the mound compared to hitting. So I do enjoy pitching a little bit better.
So, what type of pitches do you throw? Like in your arsenal, what's your put out pitch? What's your favorite pitch? Just talk about your arsenal as a whole.
Yeah, so I have a fastball, four seam fastball, a two seam, but I'm normally throw my four seam. My four seam has a lot of carry, so when it comes out of the hand, it doesn't really sink. It kind of just almost like it's almost like an illusion where it kind of stays up a little bit more than like an average fastball. And then I have a hard curveball. It's like 76, 77. And I also have a changeup off of that, which I'm trying to get better right now because I know at the college level, you do need something that runs away from that curveball and that fastball.
So you have an RPM I saw of 2,500. I was looking it up, right? And I mean that's pretty good, man, for a high schooler, right? I mean, like, is that something you take pride in, is like putting spin on the ball around your curve?
Yeah. Yeah, I love throwing that breaker, man. Naturally I was just gifted with always throwing a hard spinning curveball, I guess. I guess I have trained for it, but throwing it and learning how to throw it over the years has definitely helped me a lot.
So you have some accomplishments of being one of the top players in Arkansas, and you are also Max Prep Player of the Game and honorable mentions for perfect game preseasons 04 and 2024 and 2025. So just talk about some of those accomplishments and how hard you've worked to obtain those.
Yeah, I've worked hard on being the best baseball player I can. I take pride in taking day by day. I really love the process instead of kind of looking forward to like all the accomplishments and things. But when they do come, I love taking pride of them, man. I love looking at them, showing them off, or not showing them off, but just like, wow, that's what I got.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
But taking it day by day, man, and getting better every single day is what really gets me there. So I enjoy taking it day by day, and I love the process, man. Love the marathon.
Can't complain about the marathon, but speaking of which, like, let's go back to Valley View for 1 second. Prior to the episode we were recording, there's only been one player that's been drafted, and it was 2 years ago, and that was Slade Caldwell in 2024, and he was drafted in the first round pick. And how important that is that for any player? Because like you said, he's the first player to do it. Like for you yourself, how important is that for you to achieve that goal, being drafted to the majors as your ultimate goal to achieve?
Yeah, so being around that is literally the blueprint, and I'm thankful that I was around that at such a young age, especially in high school. And seeing that and seeing MLB scouts, seeing about 30 of them the first day, or my first high school game that I played in, sitting in the stands really was like eye-opening. And I'm glad I saw that at a young age because it showed me like what it looks like and how to be like that level of caliber, how to be that caliber of a player. And but yeah, being around him has definitely helped a lot and showed me where I should be.
I came across a post, I believe it was on Instagram or Twitter, and it was from Coach Todd at Even Flow Baseball. Is that a program that looks like a training program? Is that something that you do in the off season? And just talk about that program and how it's helped you become a better player.
Yeah, Todd Rhodes, he's the man. Like I said, he's my hitting coach that I've been working with for the past 4 years. And he works with me through my my approach at the plate, my physical mechanics, and then also like training to get the bat speed and all that stuff there. And Todd, he does help a lot. I work with him throughout the whole season. He boosts your confidence, man. He really makes you the best player that you can be. And it's a guy that you want to be around and a guy that you want to work with. So I love that guy. He's awesome. I would recommend him to anybody.
That's cool. talk about your participation at the Balance Future Star Caribbean Classic Series, and what was that experience like for you? What did you accomplish over there? What was the mindset over there, and um, what was the feel of that situation playing over there in that Classic Series?
Yeah. So obviously being around the guys that were there, there was RJ Cope. He went to Vanderbilt. There was Cole Prosek. He just got drafted by the White Sox, 41st overall, and a bunch of
Wow.
other SEC commits. And being around that right before I went off to college was very good for me. I got to pitch against some great hitters. And I did pitch well. I think I went 2 innings, no runs, and about 3 Ks, 3 or 4 Ks. So I was like, this is where I am. Like, it was a good spot to like kind of put myself out there and see where I was. So I was thankful I went through that. And being able to play in Globe Life was awesome. So looking up and seeing about 4 stories of stands, you're like, wow, imagine all these stands being filled up and you playing out here one day. So I'm glad I got to experience that.
You were committed to now Jacksonville State. So talk about that process and what that commitment means to you, and what was involved, and were there any other teams involved, or was it always just Jacksonville State?
Yeah, so August 1st was the day that the phone could start ringing. So I remember playing throughout that whole summer and waiting on that day. And when August 1st came, I was grateful to have a lot of texts and a lot of calls. And the main schools were Memphis, A-State, Jack State, and UAB. All 4 of those were kind of like the 4 that I was like I could see myself going to. And I went on a visit, or I actually went to a camp at Jacksonville State, but it was like a prospect camp. It was like the guys that they wanted to be there. So I went there, and after we got done with the camp, they took us around, and obviously the facilities are just like top notch. I would put them up with a lot of SEC schools, even though like they're mid-major. Like seriously, Jacksonville State has some great
Wow.
facilities. And I went to an A-State camp as well, and Jacksonville State just like cleared the room for everybody. Man, they laid it down pretty well, and they knew what they were doing in their recruiting process. They're great, and the facilities and like the strength coach Cam, he really kept me here after Beezer had left.
Was there like a close second that you felt like, okay, that school was going to be the school that I want to go before you decided that Jacksonville State
Yeah.
was the place to be?
Yeah, so great question. I'm from Jonesboro, Arkansas, and the hometown is Arkansas State. So
Right.
obviously, everyone kind of wants to play for their hometown team, and I was talking to Arkansas State and Jacksonville State at the same time, and Arkansas State was definitely a close second. So, yeah.
Wow. So, and what was that important for you when you got the recruitment? Because Coach Steve Beisner was formerly the coach of Jacksonville State. Now he's the coach for Grand Canyon. So, and now that Travis Creel is now the head coach, like, what was that transition like, talking to Coach Beisner before you ended up talking to Coach Creel?
Yeah, so obviously college baseball is a weird environment sometimes, and so I woke up one day. I was actually at the gym, and I look at my phone, and Coach Beezer had left for GCU, and so he headed out there, and all of us boys that are committed there, we actually have a group chat, and we were a close-knit group already because we had already went on 2 visits together, and we're talking like, hey, what are you doing? Let me know what you're doing. And since we had already loved the facilities and loved like where we were going already, and as a group we already knew each other, we were comfortable with kind of staying and waiting it out. And when Krill had taken the job, Krill actually took the time to call all of us and was like, hey, boys, we really need y'all here. Took the time, watched video on us, and still like wanted to recruit us. And he was like, I don't see any problem. Y'all are still coming here with me. So I was thankful that Krill was that accepting.
What was important for you when you went to the facilities and you looked at yourself like, this is the program to be? Like, what's important for you when you look at at what you need to work on? Like, was it the coaching that was important? Was it the facilities was important? Because complexes some players do look at in into that
Yeah.
extent, but like altogether, like what caught your eye saying like, this is going to work for me long term?
Yeah, so the facilities is the first thing you're seeing off the bat. You're seeing the all turf field with the dorms in the background and 4 indoor cages right next to the field, and you're just like, wow. Like literally, like if you go there, you will be like, wow. And off of that, you go to the strength room, and personally, this is where like I'm gonna get better. Like I'm gonna put on a lot of weight. My velocity is gonna jump. I'm gonna hit the ball further. Like I want to see what this is about. So you go in there and you have iPads that are tracking your bar speed and your watts on your deadlift. I mean, it's awesome. And on top of that, we have one of the best strength coaches ever, man. Cam Williams, he's awesome. We've worked with him for this whole summer and already put on about 15 pounds, and he knows how to push you.
Nice.
He's awesome. The intensity in the weight room's awesome. But like you said, on the visit, what you're seeing is the watts on the iPad, and Coach Williams is great at talking, and he knows how to talk to you, and knows that he's going to make you a lot better. So that really stuck with me on putting on the weight and the muscle, and then on top of that, with the facilities is awesome as well.
Aside from baseball, I mean, you're an exceptional student at high school. So, what are you going? What are you going to major in? And when you go to Jacksonville State, like, what are you going to work on?
Yeah, so my major right now is manufacturing management engineering. And so with that, it would be like working in a factory and kind of like, being like the boss man in a sense. So um, uh, balancing that with baseball is going to be tough. But I'm thankful we do have a tutor, or we have a lady that is very over us and keeps us in check. And her name is Rachel Haas, Miss Rachel Haas, and we love her already.
That's cool. So, what are some goals back to baseball? What are some goals that you have for yourself in your freshman year, heading to, your freshman season at Jacksonville State? Like, what are some, like some goals? What is it that you want to get better at yourself?
Yeah, so I would like to develop a better changeup, but also on top of that, I would love a better fastball. I want to see my velocity shoot up. Taking that day by day with Coach Williams, like I just said, in the strength room is really going to help me do that. And I've been topped out at 93, 94, and I would love to get up to about 96, 97 this year, and that would be where I'm shooting for, honestly.
What would you say is the best advice to yourself? I asked Eli this when we had him on. It's like players, prospects, college players, they don't want to look too far ahead. But in your mindset, what's the main goal for you to get to where you need to get to overall?
Main goal would be day by day working and getting bigger. Taking it with while having fun with others and being with a good group. Iron sharpens iron, and being around these guys for the past month is definitely going to help me do that. So staying around a good group of guys and working together every single day and helping each other.
So I asked Eli this, although his dad's R.A. Dickey, and he throws a hell of a curveball. Can you throw a curveball? Is that something that you've tried to work on, or
knuckler, right?
Knuckleball, not a curveball. I don't know why I said curveball, knuckleball.
No,
we were talking
I knew
about
what you meant whenever you brought
knuckleball.
up R.A. Dickey.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the knuckle, man. It's fun to play catch with. I actually kind of have learned how to throw it a little bit, but definitely can't throw it off the mound, man. I'll probably throw it over the backstop if you get me on there.
Oh man,
Hey, Dad.
I mean, it's a risky proposition, but to wrap this up, who are you looking forward to be teammates with? Of course, we have Eli Dickey. We had him on, and he raved about you, of course. But we just got it. Like I said, I talked to you prior to this episode. Is that Ethan Crook, another future teammate of yours? We talked like, who else are you looking forward to, and how important is it to have chemistry with these guys, because in baseball it takes time to build relationships and getting to know these players and going in a new dimension from being high school to college. Like, how important is that for you?
Oh yeah, chemistry is awesome. Like I said earlier, our high school team, the chemistry was awesome, and it just made our team better. Even though like it doesn't make sense, but it does. It really makes everybody play more freely. So looking forward to playing with Nico Williams. Man, he's a freak of an athlete, and he came from Pearl River. He's about 6'5", squats 505, and runs like a 6'3", 60.
Yeah.
So watching him play is going to be fun. All the guys that are here, like, we're all like each other, man. We love getting better. We love competing, and we want to win. So I don't think the chemistry will be an issue. I think it'll naturally take care of itself like it already is.
Well, Madden, this was awesome, man, and we appreciate you taking your time interviewing, getting to know who you are, and we're going to talk about you years down the road. You know what lies ahead. You know, future MLB player, right? What's next for your journey throughout the summer before you head to college?
Yeah, well, we've already been down here for the past month and working, just getting bigger and stronger, so that whenever I get on the mound in the fall, competing for a spot, I actually do have a chance physicality wise to, kind of throw the fastball almost as hard as the upperclassmen, and, just like get as big as them is the main goal right now.
Yeah, this is cool, man, to have you on. I'm gonna definitely watch some Jack State games this year, man. Keep an eye on to see if
Absolutely.
I could see it, man. So looking
Let's do
forward to
it.
seeing your career and seeing how it plays out, man. Good luck, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna do
Well,
it,
thank
man.
you guys
You're
for it. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, and just for the people out there, where can they find you? In social media to follow your journey.
It is Madden _Tatum 25. So if you want to look that up on Instagram, you can give me a follow.
Yeah. We'll place the description. We'll follow your career. We'll keep track. We'll post stuff, man. Appreciate you once again, but keep an eye on Madden Tatum in his future, right? And the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. But till next time, take care. Be kind to each other. Signing off from the Sports Avenue Twisted podcast on Thursday, July 16, 2026.
Sports Avenue Twisted Podcast. Rob and Rocky talks everything sports.